Hello, it's Shug here. Scottish white van man to you. It's fucking pissing with rain here. I'm not going to get this fence built today. I'm just going to end up sitting in the van talking pish with Andy all day. So, I thought I would take a moment to share my thoughts with you on the issues of the day, as it were. To begin with, home visits ban. Police broke up at least 300 house parties across Scotland over the weekend despite a nationwide ban on visiting other households. See if they'd had more police, they'd have bust up thousands. See if they had enough police to bust up all the house parties in Scotland, half the fucking population would be in jail. This is pish. Fuck that. I will not visit my mother because the fucking Nicola Z. Kyle Sturgeon says so. Fuck you, you cranky cunt. Fuck you. And I'm not alone in my feelings in that respect. I'm not. Nobody in Scotland believes this pish. Honestly, nobody's died in Scotland for weeks. This is a fucking joke. A fucking joke. And the fucking joke's on us. Who are these cunts? Who the fuck are they? A fucking... A midget wee fucking lassie and her bald fucking somewhat unusual sexual peccadillo husband who is currently obstructing the inquiry into the bias towards Alex Salmond and the total fucking fit up for sexual offences which turned out not to have happened. Fuck you, you cranky cunt. Aye. Home visits. Aye. The more police you have, the more people you'll be able to fine. Fine me. I'm not fucking having this, I'll tell you. Nobody I know is having this. Even little old ladies aren't having this. Anyway, what else? The former Labour MP for Workington, Susan Hayman, has been sworn in as a new peer sporting fake fur robes. Right? Fake fur robes. Do you think she had Doc Martens on? I fucking tell you, this pish about fur, the cruelty of farming animals for fur while you're eating a Stephen's Bridie or fucking munching on a Scotch pie and wearing your DeWalt leather-clad steelies. Honestly, more pish. Smart tech helps in fight against crime. This is a story, possibly sponsored by Amazon, you never know, about how smart technology is helping in the fight against crime because... What's up, Ollie? Oh, it's another dog. Right, sit down. No, sit down. Good boy. Oh. Aye, smart tech. So the story goes, an Amazon speaker heard somebody saying, "I'll kill you, you fucking bitch," which must be quite a common occurrence in Govan. And in another case, a man's Land Rover tracking chip put him at the scene of a crime. Well, I've got news for you people. See my phone, it's a fucking tracking chip. Man, your mobile phone has convicted more criminals at the scene of a crime than Amazon smart figures ever have. But you know, aye, smart tech helping the fight against crime. Do you know what a smart speaker could do? Here's how a smart speaker could help in the fight against crime. When that cunt from Nigeria phones up to say, "I am just needing your password to fix your computer," your smart fucking speaker could shout out, "Don't give them your password!" That would be helping in the fight against crime. Cardinal cleared of abuse charges returns to Vatican to clean up books. Cardinal George Pell, Pope Francis's former finance czar, will return to the Vatican during an economic scandal after he is cleared of child abuse allegations in Australia 5 months ago. There's a turn up for the books. Here's a man who's not a pedo, definitely not a pedo. He has come back to the Vatican to help clean up the books after certain financial scandals came to light. How's he going to clean up these books? Because, the Vatican's involvement in the military-industrial complex, deforestation, chemical companies that poison the land, exploitative factories that use child labour is well known. How's he going to clean up the books? Is he going to wipe the blood off them? Is he? Or is he going to wipe the semen off them? I'm not sure how much help he will be. Extraordinary shortage of butchers and bricklayers in the UK. Perhaps we could have a combined butcher and bricklayer. They could build houses out of frozen chickens. This is a story about how Boris Johnson is going to pay people to get vocational training. I never had any vocational training, except on the job, that is. I started out carrying things and digging holes, and I'm still carrying things and digging holes. It's doing it with more accuracy and for more money that turns you into a tradesman. Aye. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has had to apologise after not knowing his own lockdown rules. Boris Johnson was accused of gross incompetence after he apologised for blundering over the details of new restrictions for the spread of coronavirus. So in Scotland it's complicated as well. The brothels are open for one-to-one happy endings. Orgies are out. No orgies, but dogging is okay because of, social distancing. But if you're going to spit roast a woman, she must be 2 meters long, and that way everything will be fine. Unemployment rate expected to double before year's end. I would say that's an optimistic outlook. I think they want unemployed people. I think they're fucking tired of us. I think they've had enough of us. Do you know, like a long marriage, your slave whipper and your sheep. I think they've had enough of us. 90% of COVID patients have long COVID symptoms. Aye. 9 out of 10 coronavirus patients have long-lasting symptoms such as fatigue, psychological effects, loss of smell, etc. So says research from the Korean Disease Control and Prevention Agency. There's been a lot of research, eh? It's been a lot of research, and there's a wee story later on about something. I feel that there's a lack of research into where the fuck did this come from. Has everybody forgotten the pish they told about the pangolins and the fucking bats? That was fucking bollocks. There's never been a fucking pangolin in Wuhan, ever. There's never been a fucking bat in a fucking wet market in Wuhan, ever. The whole story of how this origin story of this superhero, coronavirus. Imagine coronavirus is a superhero, right? And his backstory, boom, boom. His backstory is coronavirus man was shagged by a pangolin that was bitten by a bat that ate a fucking, the nugget of jobbies from an infected spider. That's a fucking rubbish backstory. What happened to fucking dipped in cosmic gamma rays on the far side of the moon? Anyway, the backstory is pish, but at least let's have some research into it to dispel it. Good morning, Dr. Super Genius, my arch nemesis as coronavirus man. would say. Here in Scotland, we're actually quite famous for being the training ground of the SAS. So here's a story. 2 SAS soldiers in training escaped uninjured after parachuting onto power lines in the middle of the night in Fife, bringing down the power lines, cutting the power to 500 homes. Secret SAS operation. Not so fucking secret, is it? If 500 homes have their power cut and they go outside and find two SAS squaddies dangling from their fucking nutsacks on the fucking cables. A spokesman for the Ministry of Defence said it would be inappropriate to comment. I would. What a fuck up. Here we go. Coronavirus restrictions. Fines for allowing singing and dancing. Fines for having a cuppa with a friend. The mind boggles at what former fun-loving journalist Boris Johnson would once have written had North Korea imposed such draconian curbs. North Korea. These fucking restrictions are more like fucking super North Korea. These are fucking draconian restrictions that Stalin would have blushed at. Mao Zedong would have thought twice. Honestly, I'm spitting my fucking teeth here. North Korea wouldn't even fucking do this. News has emerged that the bars inside the Palace of Westminster had been exempted from the 10 p.m. curfew. Do you know why that is? That's so our government can continue to be drunken bams. Honestly, it's not clown world, it's fucking alky world. Honestly, the government's a bunch of fucking piss heads. They go to the bars till 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, what do you think of that? I'll have another fucking gin and tonic. And they'll cook up some more pish. Literally, you see what I've done there? The more they drink, the more pish there is in our fucking lives. The pangolin, Boris Johnson, is set to call on the world to save the pangolin, the world's most heavily trafficked animal, except in Wuhan. There are no pangolins in Wuhan. Check it out. It's a fucking lie. Coronavirus man's backstory is a load of fucking pish. No fucking bats, no pangolins. I digress. Anyway, addressing world leaders with a pre-recorded message, the Prime Minister said, "Wildlife is disappearing at a truly terrifying rate." Aye. Save the pangolin. Instead of saving the pangolin, since the pangolin allegedly is responsible for the restrictions on my liberty and your freedom, instead of saving the pangolin, since the pangolin is responsible for all this fucking nonsense in the world, perhaps we should kill pangolins. You know, perhaps we should hunt pangolins instead of foxes. In fact, I'd pay to see that. The pangolin's so slow, you could hunt a pangolin with those fat Labradors old ladies have in fucking Strathclyde. You could hunt fucking pangolins with a tortoise. And either the pangolin is responsible for the malaise we are currently suffering, in which case it deserves to die, or it's not. In which case, why save the pangolin instead of the polar bear? Is the pangolin fucking tundra melting? You know, what makes the pangolin so fucking cool? Royal Mail post boxes to celebrate Black History. Royal Mail will today unveil 4 special edition black post boxes to mark the beginning of this year's Black History Month. The post boxes are intended to honour Black Britons, past and present, and pay tribute to black Royal Mail staff around the country. What about alky staff? Honestly, I know lots of alkies. I know alky postmen. I know alky shop workers. I know alky fucking office managers. Where's their fucking post box? See, a post box that celebrated the lives of alky workers. It would smell of urine, and urine would dribble out the bottom of it. And when you went to post a letter in it, it would throw up the kebab it ate last night. That's the kind of commemorative alky post box we could have. How to put your money in green investments. There's a whole double page, like it's 4 pages here. 4 pages here on how to invest in green. My mate Malky knows all about investing in green. He's bought more super skunk than fucking Bob Marley. That's the kind of green investment that happens in Scotland. You didn't like it so much out there in the wet, did you? Right, international news. The United Arab Emirates defended its decision to normalise ties with Israel. Palestinians blasted the deal signed by the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain. Mahmoud Abbas using his UN speech to call for lasting peace and an end to the Israeli occupation and the creation of a Palestinian state. And there's another story next to it which I think is related. United Arab Emirates plans to send an unmanned spacecraft to the moon. See, if you're in Palestine and you're watching this, the only way you're getting a fucking homeland is if it's on the moon. Honestly, your dreams of a homeland are fucking not going to happen. It's the United States of Israel all over the fucking Middle East now. What have fucking Palestinians got? Honestly, rocks and incendiary balloons up against fucking nuclear weapons, F-16s and fucking giant battle tanks. Really, give it up. Give it up. Get on a fucking boat in the English Channel and try and get to Kent. You've more chance of having a homeland on the fucking moon. Alright, that would appear to be all the pish that there is today. So, fucking lockdown. Fuck you, Nicola Sturgeon, and your cranky fucking old man. I'm not having it. Nobody I know is having it. Fuck the lockdown. Fuck the restrictions. See you Muppets later.